Hello there in YouTube land, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna ride the Harley Davidson CVO Road Glide based on Kyle Wyman's King of the Baggers. So it is. So it is supposed to be the sportiest of the baggers ever built, even better than any Indian Challenger. Now, so far, I have the same issue when I rode the first CVO of the 23s, I think it's last year's, that for some reason the street glide feels a lot nimbler just by standing here still. But let's see. Now check out that huge dash. As you can see, it has different colors, so I guess you have different color options. And you can feel the engine. You can feel that it's a lot bigger engine. It is in sport mode, so that's good. It has a whole bunch of traction control, rider mode. Is that me? All right, let's wait for everybody to move, and then we can start talking about this bike. First of all, the spring rebound on the bike, just by standing here and hopping on it, it feels a lot stiffer. So that's good, a lot sportier. It does have the same type of floorboards and a little shifter knob. And the grips, it does feel not as easy to, maybe it's because I'm used to the fairing being mounted on the forks that I feel that these bikes drop differently. Now for some reason I feel like the clutch is too far in front, so it's just maybe the handlebars that are different, because like you can see they're mounted here and they're up here, a little bit different design. And unfortunately I don't think we're gonna have a chance to actually open this thing up and see how it feels performance wise. Well, I can just tell you that the clutch is in a position that I don't really understand. It's a little bit weird, and the friction zone is a little bit harder to find than on the street glide that I just got down from. So being a CVO model, I was expecting that to be a little bit softer and a little bit more premium. It does feel a little bit more agricultural for some reason. Maybe it's a performance thing. Thank you. But yeah, you can feel it, and it does sound very nice. I love the way this bike sounds. It does sound like a performance hot rod type of bike, which is the whole concept. It does have these little wing deflectors that are gonna help, obviously, with wind buffeting in your helmet. What else? Yeah, it wasn't in neutral. So this is one of those things that they changed on these bikes. You can find neutral no problem, just like a regular bike. It does. I have to keep my hands on the handlebars at all times. Maybe not when we're moving. I mean, when we're not moving. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. We're not moving. Anyway, what was I talking about? Lost my train of thought. So the I don't know, but let's talk about suspension. You can see that the forks are different. They're even bigger. And they're obviously going to be, I mean, check out the whole specs. I hope you did check out the whole specs of the bike at the beginning of the video. But the The suspension is a lot sportier. The brakes are sportier because they're Brembo, and everything is going to be made for performance on this big bagger. But it does feel heavy. Oh man, it would benefit a lot from a quick shifter, which this bike does not have, because the clutch is very long, has a long plate, so it takes a while for you to engage it. So if you want to ride this bike as it's meant to be ridden, well, you're going to be struggling at shifting gears and make those gear changes quick. So this one does have the 121 engine, which is the biggest engine that they come up with this year as from the factory. And it is a high output, so that means it's not going to have as much down low, but once you rev it, it's not going to rev like to 14,000, right, because it's a big V-twin. But once you rev it, it's going to give you more horsepower. So this is the Harley from the factory that gives you more horsepower than ever before. Now I do like the bike, but it's just something about it's just something about the whole Road Glide, having the fairing mounted on the frame instead of the fork. It's supposed to be better for performance and in turning, right, fast corners. But for some reason, for me, the Street Glide just feels a little bit easier to maneuver. Maybe, as I said, I'm just used to it. I would have to get used to this one. But it does feel a little bit top heavy when you're dropping it, especially in slow maneuvers. Maybe in fast maneuvers, and I just don't like the way the friction zone engages. It just takes me a while. So I don't feel as confident on this bike as I did on the Street Glide. And for being a CVO, I don't think it feels a lot better than the last year's ST models. You want to check out the video on that one. I don't think I would put this on the list. I thought I would, because I thought it was going to feel very sporty, very nimble, and I don't. I think I would rather spend the money a little bit less and go with last year's ST model, because yeah, and maybe do the Street Glide ST model and maybe pimp that one out for performance, because yeah, I don't know, this one is beautiful to look at. It has all these premium elements, but I don't know, there's something about it that I don't love completely to put it on the list as a performance bagger. Because another thing is, do you need a performance bagger? It's like, because performance bagger sounds like an oxymoron, right? I mean, yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun. So this is the type of bike that I would only put it on the stable if I had, let's say, 20 bikes. I already have an Aprilia RS V4 factory, and I already have a Honda CBR RR Fireblade SP RR. I mean, I don't even know how many R's are there now, but if I already have one of those, the Ducati V4, if I have those bikes, then this one just for fun, alright, that would make sense, right? But even the Wyman brothers, I think they wouldn't like to be riding these bikes on the King of the Baggers if they weren't also riding super bikes. Oh, you see, the suspension on that one is not as good as the other one, because it being a little bit sporty, it doesn't handle the bumps that well. So you hit that big bump, you have to put the clutch in, because otherwise it's very snatchy. It's gonna take you to the moon. So it's a good thing that it has that power. It's not a good thing that that's snatchy, especially with a clutch that is so hard to pull in. I don't know what's wrong with this clutch. It's just too much. I would not like to commute on this bike. You get into traffic and then you have to pull in that clutch. every day, that would suck so bad. And then this demo, it is too slow to actually know what are we doing or what can you do with this bike. It would be so much fun to take it to the twisties, don't get me wrong, they would be awesome. Alright, the problem is, would it be as much fun to take this one as opposed, let's say, my R7 or the my Suki? I don't think so. Just as an option, just like as a different one, yeah, but it's not a bad bike by any means. It's a very good bike, but I would not put it on the list just because of this clutch. This clutch, I hate it. It's so hard, and I mean, you're gonna get your exercise, but it's so funny that they don't let us remove our hands even if we want to give some signals to the people in the back. Don't remove your hands from the handlebars, is what they said. So we won't. But now my hand is killing me. Alright, so who is this bike for? This bike, as I said, it is for somebody who already owns a couple of super bikes and they just want to have fun in a different kind of way. Because it's not going to be as sporty as a super bike, and it's more expensive or just as expensive, and so yeah, you can put like a drink holder here, and you can do a whole bunch of other things that you can't do on a super bike. But I don't know. I think I got spoiled with the Street Glide. It was just so good, and it's a lot less expensive than this bike. So check out the prices. So if they come up with a Street Glide version of this, I still don't think I would necessarily need the performance, especially if it's not going to go above 120 with comfort. I can go faster on my R7. That's a $10,000 bike. What are you doing? Now that engine, yeah, you need to have that engine. Ooh, is that for me? Yep. All right, that's good. So I didn't know if I did anything illegal. I wasn't paying attention because I'm just following these people. And if these people do something illegal, I'm just gonna follow them. So I hope they don't do anything illegal, because I need to concentrate on 3 things: riding the bike, talking about the bike, and then not doing anything illegal, which I shouldn't. Oh fuck. I love the turn signals. They're nicer than on the older ones, and you feel when you engage it a lot better. I don't like the mirrors. They're the same mirrors that they had last year. That's another thing that the Street Glide does better, is those mirrors. I love the way that you can engage on neutral now on these bikes. That's a good one. Good one, Harley, finally. I do like this bike, but I like the Street Glide better. Yeah. Maybe when you get used to it and you do something about this clutch that is so hard to pull on, then you can do something else. The brakes are great on this bike. You can just stop it on a dime with 2 fingers. And I love the way the engine sounds and the way the engine makes you feel. It's a great engine. That's the best thing about this bike. Put this engine on the regular Street Glide. Because I don't know if you need more performance on the brakes and on the suspension than what you have already, which is pretty nice. All of the other things is just if you're actually going to be pushing this bike to its limits, you need to be a racer or something, and I'm not. I mean, I like to ride fast, but I'm not a fast rider, and I'm not going to find the limits of the performance on the regular road glide and street glide. Definitely would never test the limits of the performance of the suspension on this one, so I don't need all that stuff. But I do want that engine. Oh man, that engine is nice. And now this one also has different pipes, so that's why it sounds a little bit better. Well, that is it, guys, for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you liked the video, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell button, and share it with all your friends. If you don't like the video, well, share it with all your enemies. You know what I just did? Oh, I did. I thought I didn't record. I forgot. Oh, man. But I did record. And it's still recording. Oh, man. Now, what bike are we riding next? That's a good question. I think I don't have a breakout video, so we'll do a breakout. What happened? I love the sound of this bike, man. Love it. Alright, so all these things that this bike has, so let's try a little Coda thing. It has the Milwaukee A121 high. Oh, too late. Well, one of the things I did want to talk about is the little carbon fiber fender. So, yeah, why would I need a carbon fiber fender on a bagger? Right? I don't. So that's basically what this bike is, right? It's a whole bunch of parts that you don't really need. All you need is the engine and nicer suspension than the older ones, because the older ones had terrible suspension, right? But now that you have nice suspension, you don't need the upside down telescopic forks with whatever, all these premium adjustments and things. Just give me a fully adjustable, nice shock that's sporty. Alright? That's all I need. I don't think I'm gonna, as I said, I don't need a freaking carbon fiber fender on a bagger. So I don't need to be paying all that money. Yeah, sorry Harley, but this one, just the engine. The engine, I love it. I would definitely need one with that engine, but we'll wait until this engine comes and trickles down to the regular street glide, and then we'll have that bike. That gives us a couple of years to pay off that loan on the regular street glide from 2021 that we have, and then that's when we'll trade it in for a bike that is going to be that bike, the new look of the street glide with this engine. Oh man, that would be awesome. Awesome. Alright, that's it. That's the end of the video. go to the next video. Watch me ride a breakout next. Oops. That is so snatchy, man. And that clutch is terrible. I hate it. I hate the clutch. It's just so hard to pull on. ¿Por qué no mejor me jalas esta, diríamos en México? Oh, man. I like that one better. Yeah, this one's too snatchy. Oh yeah. And with this engine, it'd be awesome if you can actually drop your knee on this bike, but I don't think you can. We can't do that on this demo because then it'll get in trouble. Oh, you know what? Let's try out a Pan America. No, breakout. Because Pan America, we have one. And then we'll do the Pan American next.